All right, let's give you an update on the tires and lug nuts here. These are the tires that I had done. I thought I thought these were 14-inch, but they're 15s. I didn't realize that. Okay, I learned something about the nuts. One of my viewers told me that they're chrome capped. These are the new nuts that I got from my garage. These are solid. I asked them about it this morning. These are solid nuts that he put on here. And of course he replaced studs. As you know, studs go through the back of the rotor or whatever else. Maybe not the rotor, maybe something else. I don't really know that much about disc brakes. Drum brakes I've done years ago. There's no way I'm going to pay $45 for a junkyard hubcap. I've said this on the video. No way. I'm not paying any more than $25. That's my tops. They can, they know what they can do with it. My mechanic says I'm not making any money on it. One of the junkyards that he deals with says $45. I said no thank you, and that ended that conversation. So these are 15-inch, and these are the tires, of course. A good deep tread, new tires. When I called the junkyard, I called up a couple of more junkyards, and they're all in the $40 range for one used hubcap. No way, Jose. I am not going to get ripped off. It's just not going to happen. They asked me, is it 15 spoke or 5? And I says, 15 spoke? Well, I guess it refers to these openings here. Okay? This is what I've got here. Can't get back far enough. I'm kneeling on the ground on some leaves here. And you can see the lug nuts here are what came with the car. So these are the ones that are, I guess, chromed capped. But as you can see, that's the type of hubcap I need. So it's going to have to wait. I got too many other expenses right now. The stabilizer bushings, there's a couple of them. He had a name for them. He called up this morning, the auto parts store, and he says, give me a list price on stabilizer bushings, and there was something else. He says it could be, there's another set of bushings, I guess, or what they call bushings, that are further up, and these are the vertical ones that go up and down. You can't see it unless I take the wheel off, and I'm not about to do that. They're vertical, and he says they got like a union on there or something. I don't know. I can't remember everything he said. And that's the part that was loose when you shake it back and forth. When he did the brakes on this, I questioned about that, and he showed me. So there's some play in there, and I think that needs bushings. But also the little vertical rod that's part of the stabilizer bar that goes from the, it's in back of the wheel, and it's probably about 8, 10, 12 inches long. I guess he got a price on those also. I didn't think that the metal part would have to be replaced, but I know nothing about these new cars. So I guess we'll go into the shop just to finish out this little thing here that we're discussing about the car, and hopefully I can keep this video short. Alright, so we'll give you a little bit of Uncle Dorkle's coffee here while I flap. Instead of listening to me and looking at me, you'll only hear me. Yes, it's not good. Got a lot of interesting and helpful comments, but of course, there is no way you're going to get satisfaction from a place like Town Fair Tire or any of those big corporate things. It's like trying to fight City Hall. You're just not going to win. I talked it over with my mechanic too, and he says it's a matter of proving it, you know. And they can say that that's the condition it was when you brought it in, which it wasn't. Another one of my commenters had, I've just been overwhelmed with comments to a point where I physically cannot answer them. It's just too many. So I've told you this before. When it gets overwhelming, I make a blanket thank you or acknowledge them or answer them by way of video, and it's so much easier for me to do that. The situation is you got to prove it, and I've had brakes done on that car by my mechanic. I've had tires done on it by Town Fair Tire in 2017, and they didn't screw it up. Since then, as I said, I had brakes done, and I had the wheels taken off several times by my mechanic and put back on, and never a problem until this time. My mechanic says he uses a torque stick. Not too familiar with that, but I think they go between the impact wrench and the lug socket. That's what he uses. You can bet that Town Fair Tire just sets their gun at max and cranks them as hard as they can get them on. Maybe because, as one of my viewers said, they've had too many problems with people losing their wheels. So anyways, regardless, I got no recourse on this. The $138 for the five lug nuts and 5 new studs, and the labor for burning it off. You know, I had to absorb that. Story of my life. That's just the way things go with us. You're not going to get satisfaction. So some of you have said, yeah, you might be able to get your money back. You cannot call corporate headquarters. I looked up the number. You cannot find it. Somebody gave me a number that's not the right one. That just gets you to a representative to find a Town Fair Tire store near you, or to set up an appointment for some work to be done. So you're not going to get satisfaction from them. So that's it. So I'm not paying $40 to $45 for a hubcap. I can get a used one. I've seen them as low as $15, but there's some defects in them because you got a used one, you know. So you just take your chances on that. And when you order something like that online, you don't really know whether it's going to be the right one, even though you go by the pictures. As I showed in the beginning of this video, I was asked if it's a 15 spoke, which I've never heard of, or a 5 spoke. So after seeing pictures of the 15 spoke, I counted them out, and they're not even spokes, they're just fake. Just like the 5, they're not spokes, but that's what they call them. So I've got the 5 so-called spokes, and I've also found out that they're 15-inch wheels. I did not know that. I also do not know what the torque specifications are on a 2003 Dodge Caravan lug nuts. You know, I don't know what the torque specs are. But from what I've been hearing, I got an email from Brendan, usually around 100 or under pounds. So that's the torque spec for the 90 Ford van that we have. Those torque specs are 100 pounds. I do own a torque wrench And the only thing I'm going to have to do is buy 15 more solid chrome lug nuts, like I showed you on the driver's side that my mechanic put on. They have to have the little ear on them to hold the hubcap, the little lip on them that holds the hubcap on. So my best bet is to drive over there, take one of the wheel lugs off, go into the auto parts store and match it up to make sure I get the right one, and also to make sure that the thread is the proper thread type. I really don't know if they use different threads on them. They could be metric. I don't know. I'm used to working on the older cars, you know, and years ago you had a left-hand thread and you had a right-hand thread on some of your older cars. Apparently these are all right-hand thread because I had tried backing them off, the other three wheels, and it almost killed me from exhaustion bending over. I have a hard time bending over and doing this kind of work. It needs to be at chest level for me to work. You know, it's not easy kneeling on the concrete pavement at the garage without a kneeling pad and my bony knees, which hurt like hell. And to get the leverage, I have to stand up, hunch over, and put my weight on the breaker bar to get them free. And a few of them had all I can do to break free of them. But anyways, I just wanted to give you a final update. I want to thank everybody for chiming in on this. I appreciate the help. But there is no way that I am going to pay $40 or $45 for a single used hubcap. It is not going to happen. I can get 4 brand new ones for $101 on eBay, or I think it was eBay. But I don't need 4, I only need 1, and usually 1 is around $32. That's still above what I want to spend. So it's going to have to wait, because I got to still get the total price, which is always more than what I'm quoted. And I don't care what garage I go to, even my own garage, it is always higher than what they quote. They run into a problem, or there's something else that has to be replaced. And so you say, well, let's say it cost $150 or $200, and it cost $50 or $75 or $100 more. That's the story of our life. When it comes to car repairs, it's always more than what they quote. I don't care who you go to. That's just the way it is. So that's why I look on the dark side of things. So that's it. I just wanted to throw this video out to let you know I'm not ignoring your comments. I appreciate them. And again, I'll keep repeating myself, rather than to say thanks, post it, thanks, post it, thanks, post it, because there's a lot of typing involved, you know, so I'd rather explain things by way of video. It's so much quicker for me. So I appreciate all the comments and the input. I'm searching on, you know, I've checked 2 junkyards so far, and they're rip-offs. Junkyards are rip-offs. They're not like they were back in the 60s, where I could pick up a transmission for $25, where you could get a wheel rim for $3 to $5. You know, those are the good old days, and you could pick these things up yourself. They let you take them off the car yourself. You know, they'd let you go in the yard, not a problem. But not anymore. Everything's, you call them, and they look it up on the computer, and I think what they do is they charge new prices for them. If I can get a brand new hubcap online for $32, why is the junkyard charging $45 for a used one? They're sick. They're rip-offs. They're crooks. Every damn one of them. With that, Thank you for watching, and thank you all for chiming in. I hope I conveyed myself across freely, and if any of you know of where I can get a hubcap without paying definitely no more than $25 with the shipping, otherwise I'll do without, let me know. Thank you very much. You have a good day, folks.